Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into a new frontier in cancer treatment. A place where the fight isn't just against the disease itself, but against a tidal wave of information. We're looking at how a new kind of AI copilot could be a total game changer for doctors on the front lines. So let's start with the big question that modern medicine is wrestling with right now. With this absolute explosion of data for every single patient, how can doctors possibly find the critical signal in all that noise? Because, for oncologists, the problem isn't a lack of information. It's the exact opposite. It's an overwhelming flood of it. Every single treatment decision has become this high-stakes data science problem, and the clock is always ticking. Okay, so let's really unpack this data dilemma. And I want to be clear, we're not talking about just a handful of lab results here. A doctor has to pull all of this together. You've got genomic profiles, which map a tumor's specific DNA. Then there's proteomic data, looking at its proteins, methylation data, which shows how genes are being turned on or off. Now, throw in results from clinical trials, biomarker reports, and, even cost data. You start to see the puzzle, right? It is a staggering amount of information to connect for just one person. And this is exactly where a new generation of tools is starting to make a difference. Tools designed to be a true partner for the physician. OncoMetric Hub, or OMH, is one of these tools. It's a cloud-based AI platform built specifically for this challenge. Its whole job is to take that chaotic flood of data and translate it into clear, actionable insights that help doctors make better decisions way faster. And this quote, it just nails the mission. The goal isn't to replace the doctor, not at all. It's to empower them, to give them clarity and the confidence to act for each patient with every single piece of data. So how does OMH actually pull this off? Well, it's not some single magical algorithm. It's actually a whole suite of very specialized calculators. The platform is really built around what the source calls this high-impact triad. First, you've got immunomatch. It predicts if a tumor is even a good candidate for immunotherapy. Then there's NeoVex, which looks at how likely a patient's immune system is to respond to a personalized cancer vaccine. And finally, the cost-benefit tool, which models the financial side of things. It's a really holistic approach, covering the clinical, the biological, and the economic angles. So if you're the doctor, this whole process is simplified into 3 really powerful steps. 1, you securely upload all that complex patient data. 2, the AI gets to work, crunching the numbers and generating these predictive insights. And 3, you get back clear evidence-based options, and that even includes potential matches for cutting-edge clinical trials. It's basically a super-powered GPS, but for oncologists. It takes all those variables for each individual patient and helps map out the safest, most effective treatment route through what is an incredibly complex landscape. Okay, so the tech sounds amazing, but let's be real. It's only as good as its results. So let's look at the actual real-world clinical impact. So what happens when this tech actually gets into the hands of clinicians? Well, a 2025 case study from the source material gives us some really compelling early numbers that show how these analytics can translate into real impact. First up, a 30% improvement in diagnostic accuracy. That is huge. We're talking about catching cancer earlier and defining it with more precision right from the very start. And then there's this, a 40% improvement in recovery times for a group of breast cancer patients. And the way they achieved this? By using the AI to simply optimize drug selection and dosing for each person. And get this, the benefits weren't just for the patient. The clinics using the tool actually saw a 25% reduction in administrative work. That freed up doctors and nurses to spend less time on paperwork and more time, on actual patient care. Now, all of this is happening against this really powerful economic backdrop. The immunotherapy market, the very field OMH is designed to support, is projected to more than double by 2034. That's not just growth. It's a massive shift toward the exact kind of precision medicine OMH makes possible. All right, so let's zoom out for a second. What does the bigger picture look like when AI copilots like this one start to become the norm? And this slide really gets to the heart of the matter. On one hand, you have this incredible promise, right? Truly personalized treatments, better outcomes. But on the other hand, the hurdles are just as real. We're talking data access, high costs, and the absolutely critical need to make sure every patient can get it. Because at the end of the day, for any platform like this to truly succeed, the entire system has to solve these huge challenges. We need high-quality data, we need fair reimbursement models, and most importantly, we have to guarantee equitable access so this technology doesn't just make the healthcare gap even wider. And that really is the ultimate goal here. The whole point is to transform precision oncology from something we aspire to into a routine, standard part of cancer care for everyone, which leaves us with a pretty provocative question to chew on. What does the practice of medicine really look like when every single doctor has an AI partner? That future? Well, it might be a lot closer than we think.